Duck hunters from all across North America are flocking to Arkansas this weekend. And no, it's not even duck season yet. It's Delta Waterfowl's annual Duck Expo. Skot Covert breaks it all down in this week's Outdoor Report.
Hey, welcome back outside to the Weather Garden. It's Saturday. That means it's another edition of the Outdoor Report. Trey, you brought along a friend, and I'm so pumped for what's happening this weekend.
Yeah, I got a stand-in today, Scott. I'm happy to introduce Brad Heidel. He is Senior Director of Marketing for Delta Waterfowl and has brought back for the second year in a row the Delta Waterfowl Duck Hunters Expo.
A lot of duck hunters flocking, no pun intended, to the natural state, as they often do in the fall, but this year you've got a huge expo. Tell us about it.
We do. We have the entire show floor at the convention center filled up. We've got 80,000 square feet of nothing but duck hunters utopia.
It's awesome.
It's we kicked off the show yesterday. It was an awesome day. Friday we had the duck dog parade.
Yep.
It was great to see all the ducks come, all the dogs come in, and now we're on day 2. It's going to be a really big day. Pretty excited about it. We got 3 full seminar stages here, so people can learn A, about duck biology, B, learn about duck dogs, and hopefully you can get some tips and some tactics from some of the pros to make your retriever the best dog he can be this fall, or she can be this fall. And then we've got our duck hunter stage where we've got pros from not just the Arkansas area, but all over the country that are going to give you some tips to help you bag a couple more birds this year.
It's nuts to me that we're in the end of July now. It's blazing hot. We're in this heat wave, but our mind is like solely focused on that fall flight. Kind of helps you beat the heat a little bit.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to be a duck hunter to come and enjoy things, but tell us a little bit about maybe some of the other, I know you got some wood carving, you've got some duck calls, some really craftsmanship type stuff.
We do. This year we've got our Call Makers Championship this year, and we have call makers from all over the country participating in this, and it's more of a tribute call to call makers of days gone by who really had an impact in the calling world. And so we're going to be doing this each year and picking a different caller from that era. Because heritage is such a big part of duck hunting. Even for young people, they still look back and they look back to the old folks, and they like using the old decoys, the old jackets, the old wax canvas jackets and things like that. And then they throw in the new gear too, which you'll see plenty of that there.
So I got to ask, of course, we're pretty proud of our duck hunting heritage, our culture here in Arkansas. You guys could have chose anywhere in the country. You chose Arkansas, you chose Little Rock. Why is that?
It really was a no-brainer for us as an organization. I looked at number of duck hunters produced by U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. I looked at the number of chapters that we have here in the state of Arkansas, number of volunteers we have, and then just the number of volunteers and members. And then it was a bullseye right here in Arkansas. And why not have it in Little Rock? It's the state capital.
State capital. So you're at the convention center. Tell me about the hours today and the hours tomorrow.
Yeah, today from 9 until 6, tomorrow from 9 until 4. This is open to the public, so you can just come down and you can get a ticket. It's only $10 to get in, so it's cheap. And we want you to bring the whole family with. So kids 16 and under are free.
What an awesome way to beat the heat. Now, Trey, you're also going to be set up this morning doing some really cool media work.
Yeah, we're going to be doing the Arkansas Wildlife Podcast, official podcast of Arkansas Game and Fish Commission throughout the day today at the Game and Fish booth right there on the show floor. Stop by and say hello. I
got to tell you, I love both of your podcasts, Delta Waterfowl Podcast, the Arkansas Wildlife Podcast. Pretty awesome ways to kind of just stay connected. One of the things that Delta Waterfowl does that I'm obsessed with as a scientist, you track the breeding ground conditions and what that perhaps means for the fall flight.
Absolutely.
I want to know, I can't help but ask you, you're in the Weather Garden, tell me about weather conditions up in the prairie pothole and what that means for the next few months.
The fall flight should be very, very good this year for 2 reasons. Prairie pothole region got exceptional snow this past year. There was a ton of snow, and then you throw in, we had a slow thaw. So that means that this water's just not rushing right into the rivers. And then we had some great spring rains as well. So the ponds are full. Just driving around last week, I'm just through North Dakota looking at a few ponds. There's literally 50 to 100 little ducks on some of these small, tiny little ponds.
Trey, does that give you chills?
Yeah. I mean, look at the hair standing up on my arms and legs. Yeah, no, that's exciting, and it's always good to hear. Wet on the prairies is good for duck hunting throughout the flyways.
Man, I could take the rest of this show talking about duck hunting, but I won't. The producer says, hush up, Scott. Delta Waterfowl, big, huge expo in Little Rock today, tomorrow. Check it out. $10 gets you in. Kids under 16 are free.
Yep.
Guaranteed to have a good time. I'll be there. Trey's going to be there. Hope to see you out here in the Weather Garden next Saturday for another edition of the Outdoor Report.